Since the disappearance of Gabby Swainson, family, friends, and the community all holding out hope that she would be found alive. But Thursday, deputies found the missing teen's body, no doubt leading to heartbreak for thousands of people who worked to bring her home. Joining me is Dr. Herbert Bailey from Right Direction Church. And Doctor, how is Elvia and the family doing a day after finding out Gabby was found?
Well, of course, this is still extremely difficult for Gabby's mom, Elvia. We have been praying with her, encouraging her. It's still somewhat hard for her to process this whole thing, because she did, as you said, had hope that Gabby would be found alive.
How have you and members of the church been helping her through this difficult time?
Well, members of our church, including my wife, youth pastors, other people in our church, have been very instrumental in helping her, encouraging her, doing everything from meals to just trying to keep her encouraged, and just agreeing with her. We were just joining our faith with her faith, that all would be well with Gabby. And we just continue to believe that unless we have reason to believe otherwise.
Almost a year since the young Gabby went missing.
Yes.
At any point, was there a point where the Swainson family was kind of expecting the worst?
Well, really, Elvia Swainson, Gabby's mom, she was full of faith. As a matter of fact, when anyone else would think anything else, she still stayed in faith and believing that God would work a miracle here, that Gabby would be found. And I think probably in light of the more recent news events regarding the young people who were found there in Cleveland, the FBI raid recently to unveil the children who had been trafficked. In light of that, I think her hopes perhaps even raised more. And so it's a disappointment to her and to all of us, as well as our entire community, that we get the evidence that Gabby is not alive.
When you look at pictures and hear stories about Gabby, it seems like she was just a really well put together child, very inspiring to a lot of people. And for the church, how difficult has it been for members, maybe friends at the church?
Well, Elvia and as well as her daughter Gabby were very active in our church. Her mom volunteered at our church, and because she was a single mom, Gabby was always with her. And so we all miss Gabby very, very much. And our hearts ache as a community, but even more so, our hearts ache for her mom. And so we're asking that the community, as well as all those who know anything about this case, just continue to keep her lifted up in prayer. The same faith that we had that she'll be found alive is the same faith now that we depend upon to cause her to be comforted in the midst of all this.
About Freddie Grant, was he someone who ever came to church with them? Was he someone that you guys had ever seen?
No, I had no knowledge of Freddie Grant. He was not active in our church or attended our church.
How about now? Now that she's been recovered, is there any sort of closure here for the family?
Well, as I said, I think this is still very difficult for Elvia and her family to process. And so hopefully in the coming days when she plans a memorial or a funeral service, I believe that's when the full closure will come.